Shreya Chatterjee on this story. Shreya, the FIR was registered for safety violations, illegal constructions, improper management, etc. What more do we know about the allegations against the Luthra brothers? They've been on the run for 10 days. They've now been brought back. And as Ashutosh was saying, the flight has landed.
Well, absolutely, Aneesha. It has touched down the Delhi airport. They are still in the runway. As we're being told, we're getting minute-to-minute update from that aircraft itself, and there's Indian agencies, people who are actually there with the Luthra brothers. Once they are stepping out from that aircraft, and the immigration is where the Goa police team is waiting for both of them. There is where the formal arrest will be taking place. In all likelihood, we will get an update shortly. After that, from here, Aneesha, it is the Delhi's Patiala House Court where they will be taking him. Subsequently, a remand application, a transit remand application will be furthered, and once that is secured, they both will be headed back to Goa. So that is the plan as in how the Luthra brothers will be brought to task. Multiple allegations against them, illegal construction, they flouted multiple norms, they ran a restaurant on a salt pan in North Goa, led to the death of 25 individuals. The fact that they ran away after the news came in, because when the Goa police was also fighting for the remand of another partner of the Luthra brothers, Ajay Gupta, they categorically said that there was minute-to-minute information flow that sustained with the Luthra brothers, and then they decided to take a flight and flee the country. So this is serious allegations against them. We've also seen those details trickling down. The trade license says that within 4 days of a request, they had got their license approved. So clearly, a lot of investigation needs to be done on this, how they were flouting the norms, and unfortunately, all of that landed to the death of 25 individuals. Finally, law has taken its course and the Luthra brothers have landed in Indian soil.
Shreya, stay on with me. The fugitive Luthra brothers have landed now in Delhi after 10 days on the run. They're back in India, and the Goa police team is waiting inside the Delhi airport to arrest them. The Indigo flight with the Luthra brothers has now landed, as my colleagues have been talking about. The Indian agencies have brought them back to India. I'm going back to Ashutosh right now, who continues to be with me from the Delhi airport. Ashutosh, a lot of security has been put in place. The Goa police is also there. What more do we know? What is the latest update?
The process, the deboarding process has been initiated, and they'll be the first. The Luthra brothers, along with the Indian agents, they'll be first escorting the Luthra brothers to the exit gate and to follow towards the immigration. So that's take around 5 to 6 minutes. I'll seek your apology. I'll have to attend this call, please.
And Ashutosh Mishra is at the Delhi airport, tracking every second of what is happening inside the Delhi airport as the Luthra brothers have been brought back from Thailand. Remember, this is with regard to the death of 25 people who died at this nightclub fire. The Goa police team is inside. Ashutosh is back with me now. Ashutosh, what update do you have for us now?
Okay, Luthra brothers have moved out of the craft with the Indian agents that have got the extradition for these two accused from Thailand, and now they are headed towards the immigration department along with the CISF security. Once the immigration, because that's also because the extradition process has taken a paperwork, they need to be handed over. So that process of handing over will be done by the immigration department. The Indian agents will hand over them to the immigration. Once the process is cleared, along with the documentation, Goa police official, 6 members of the special team that is probing this entire case with the senior officials along with the female officials, and so total strength of a 6 persons who are waiting at the immigration waiting area. Once that process is completed, hardly for a matter of 5 minutes, and they'll be handed over. The Goa police will take them into custody right at the immigration, right behind me at the Terminal 3 airport of the arrival area. So the custody is likely to be taken anytime soon, and once the custody is taken, they will be taken out. Again, the medical and the transit, the legal, all the legal process will be followed. So Goa police will initiate initially try to take them to Goa court as soon as possible. Even if there is a late night flight available, they will try their best. In that case, in absence of any transportation available, probably the night that they will have with Luthra brothers, they can spend into investigation, inquiry about why they escaped. So all that process that begins here, that real test for the Luthra brothers begins, who absconded, escaped the investigation, escaped the Indian law right after such tragedy unfolded under their nose in a restaurant that they own, probably because of a lot of negligencies, ignoring the law, ignoring such construction, and they are responsible, they will be questioned.
Of course, Ashutosh, these are the questions that we've been asking, that the entire country is asking. How exactly was this resort allowed to open? How was it operating? Why was there so much negligence when it came to the way it was constructed, the way it was managed? Because remember, this is a resort built, as my colleague Shreya was saying, on salt pan land, which is an environmentally protected, fragile area where there should have not been any construction allowed. It was built with wood, it was built with plastic. I was personally there in Goa to report on the aftermath of this fire, and we saw how damaged the entire space was. Shreya continues to be with me on this story. Shreya, the immigration process is now happening, as Ashutosh was just saying. They've been brought back. The immigration department is going to be handing them over to the police. But what exactly are the charges they are likely to be facing? One, of course, being causing death due to negligence. Are we also seeing more charges being added against the Luthra brothers? Breaking news coming in. Goa Police has arrested the Luthra brothers at the airport. Formal arrest of the Luthra brothers by the Goa Police at the Delhi airport. Shreya, can you tell us more about what's happening?
Well, absolutely. This is a confirmation that is coming from the Goa Police. They have formally arrested the Luthra brothers at the airport. This is as per the process that was planned. At first, they were handed over to the Indian authorities at the immigration, and subsequently the Goa Police has formally arrested the Luthra brothers. So this is a huge breaking news coming. A 10 days escape finally comes to an end. The Luthra brothers in the custody of Goa Police. Very shortly, we will see Aneesha walking out, the Luthra brothers walking out of the Delhi airport. They will then be taken for medical, and subsequently we will be seeing them in the Patiala House Court, where their remand will be sought, and then they will be taken to Goa. What we were talking about, that whether more clauses and more sections will be added, we'll definitely be seeing that, because clearly as the complainants also mount in, because remember, we're talking about the victim families of 25 individuals. So this is a strong case that the Goa Police will also have to build and set an example, because the entire case has also brought shame to the Goa authorities. How did two brothers actually flout environmental norms, land a restaurant over there, a pub club over there, and then manage to flout norms? There will be a lot of investigation, trail of investigation, and everyone who are responsible in that line of order will be taken into task. But clearly that first ball has now been hit, and we will be shortly seeing the Luthra brothers stepping out of the IGI.
You're keeping an eye on the Indira Gandhi International Stadium, but as Shreya was saying, this is just the first step. There are a lot of questions that have to be asked when it comes to this entire tragedy. How was this land given over? There are questions being asked in Goa regarding the allegations that the land takeover was also done forcibly. The original owners, whether they gave up the land willingly or not. How exactly were environmental norms allowed to be flouted? How was this resort allowed to be built at the place that it was? We saw the Sarpanch of Arpora being questioned by the Anjana police on the day of this fire incident, where he claimed that approvals came from up high. That is a question that the investigation into this entire incident will have to answer. How exactly were these approvals given? How exactly were these nightclub, was this nightclub allowed to operate, whether any fire safety equipment, whether any fire safety norms were followed. Ashutosh, of course, continues to be with me on this story. Ashutosh, what more are you picking up? What is happening at the airport and what are we expecting for the rest of the day?
Well, the process to take them into custody is underway. The immigration officials will hand them over, and once the custody is officially announced, they'll be taken outside. So I'm waiting for another 2 to 3 minutes. Probably they'll be taken outside. In fact, we are creating a very close tab. So the process to take them in custody is already initiated.
Ashutosh, let's tell our viewers a little more about what has been happening over the last 10 days since the fire. Ashutosh seems to be bringing us some live images from what is happening at the Delhi airport. Ashutosh, can you, if you can hear me, tell us what is happening at the airport right now.
So, well, I'm trying to get you the live images of the passage where they'll be escorted with the Goa police officials, both Luthra brothers, because right after the immigration, there's a the custom gate, and this is exactly the passage. If they have to walk out, they'll be walking out only from this gate. So we are keeping a very close tab because it's a matter of minutes. Since the process has been initiated of the arrest, they'll be handed over. So this shouldn't take more than 3 to 4 minutes. So these are the live images from Delhi's Terminal 3. The Luthra brothers absconding, two owners of the resort which caught the fire, killing around 25 people, absconded and escaping the investigation. Finally, they have been extradited from Thailand. They have been brought to India to face the law of the land, and finally they are being taken into custody. And any moment they'll be brought out through this gate. 6 officials of the Goa Police. So there's a team of 6, including the investigating officer. And once they are brought out, then the legal process will be initiated for the transit remand, including the medical test and the producing them to a local court, Delhi's court, and obtaining the legal transit remand. And then the police will try to take these both brothers to Goa as soon as possible for the further investigation and the further course of legal process. We are keeping a very close tab. That's the passage area where the Goa police is likely to bring both
Ashutosh,
Luthra
keep your
brothers.
eye very closely on what is happening at the airport.